My name is Jillian Roberts, and I work with the Terrain Sciences and Geoscience Data Management section of the Geological Survey of Newfoundland and Labrador. In this video, I will discuss with Melanie Irvin, a coastal geographer with the Geological Survey, how we can respond to the effects of climate change and sea level rise on the coastline of our province.
The Geological Survey of Newfoundland and Labrador has been studying the impacts of climate change and sea level rise on our coastline for over 2 decades. In the past, we've measured eroding cliffs using tape measures, survey equipment, and air photos. Now we use drones to collect data. The drones take a series of photos that we process to give us a very high-resolution image of our study area. By repeating the flight at a later date, we can overlay the two images to determine the rate of erosion. We can also produce elevation maps and 3D models to highlight areas at risk of flooding. We've already discussed how local environmental conditions affect the rate of change. For instance, at Crabs River on the west coast, we have a cliff made up of sand, silt, and gravel. The beach is narrow and exposed to large waves, which remove sediment from the cliff base, causing the cliff to become undercut. This area also experiences heavy rainfall, and water has washed sediment off the cliff face, producing gullies. Groundwater is seeping out of the cliff as well. There are strong winds in the area, which blow sand off the cliff face. In recent years, the cliff has eroded on average 52 centimeters per year, which is fast. In 1 year alone, over 11,000 cubic meters of sediment was moved off a half-kilometer-long cliff face, which is equivalent to 405 school buses full of sediment. This rapid rate of erosion will certainly impact the community and the people living in the area. There is a graveyard and dirt road near the edge of the cliff, and if erosion continues at this rate or increases, they will be impacted within 25 years. In contrast to Crabs River, Norris Point in Gros Morne National Park is eroding at 8 centimeters per year, or about 6 times slower. The cliff at Norris Point is composed of similar sediment to that at Crabs River, mostly sand and gravel overlaying silt and clay. But Norris Point is in a protected bay, so the cliff is not as exposed to large waves. The beach is also wide enough so waves rarely reach the cliff base, and the cobbles and boulders on the beach break up incoming wave energy. There is also less surface water and groundwater at Norris Point, so less sediment is washed down the cliff face. So, the physical characteristics make the cliff at Norris Point less vulnerable to erosion than the one at Crabs River.
At the Geological Survey of Newfoundland and Labrador, we make all our data freely available online in our Geoscience Atlas, so decision makers can incorporate our findings into planning. On the Atlas, you can see information on the more than 100 sites we are monitoring and the rates of erosion we have calculated. We post our 3D models online, giving users the ability to see the sites in an interactive way. We also use ArcGIS Online Story Maps, which is a tool that combines photos, videos, and text to describe coastal environments. More technical data are supplied when requested, including digital elevation models and orthophotos. We are currently in the process of releasing our data in the ArcGIS Online platform, which is a free, user-friendly application to explore our data.
This is an important step, but it's equally important for us to build capacity throughout the province. We have met with municipalities to talk about how their coast and their communities has changed, and to share our findings. We hold workshops and meetings with planners, engineers, students, and other stakeholders on coastal erosion and flooding.
We have discussed how sea level rise and climate change will increase the rates of erosion and the frequency of flooding along our province's coastline. We have also seen the work being conducted by the Geological Survey to increase our understanding of coastal erosion throughout the province. But there is much more to be done. By engaging a multidisciplinary approach to understand our increasingly vulnerable coastal environment, we will enhance our ability to adapt and be better prepared for the future. It's really up to us.